Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of our Blueprint Ability System. In the first episode, we set everything up basically, got the foundation going, and started working on our, BPass Ability Manager component. In this episode, in the last episode, we ended up figuring out we got activating abilities working, and we debugged it to where we tried to activate an additional ability while one was active that blocked that ability, and it worked. In this episode, we'll figure out deactivating abilities. We'll set up our gameplay tag manager, and we'll probably get to canceling abilities as well. And then at the end of it, if you're coming from our interaction and inventory system, at the end of this episode, we should be ready to migrate it to our inventory and interaction system and go on from there. And if if you're not following the interaction and inventory system, you can just disregard what I just said. But without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is in our BPass ability manager component and our try activate ability by tag function. After we construct our ability behavior object, we activate the ability within the object, and we add this object to our active abilities array. And then we added the gameplay tags that activate in our ability data, the tags that this ability grants on activation. We added them here. That was just for debugging purposes. We're actually going to delete that for now. And we're going to go into our gameplay tag manager component, and we're going to get this set up. So basically, let's create a function for, I'm just going to say bpass add tags. And you'll probably notice that I'm actually just I'm going to keep it to where we keep that bpass prefix in our function library, and that's just for searching purposes, so we don't have to like cipher through all the functions in the whole system, in the whole engine. We can just type bpass and get access to all ours. But I'm going to say add tags, and I'm going to put in the S in parentheses just so I can differentiate it from this one. Well, I guess that one's add gameplay tags, but still, I'm going to put the S in parentheses because it's an option. You can add one or multiple. And it'll take an input of gameplay tag container. We're going to say tags to add. And then, surprisingly, we're going to say quantity to add as an integer. And this may surprise you if you're familiar with gameplay tags, because gameplay tags do not have any like concept of quantity or are able to keep track of things, but that is what our tag stacks variable is for. And basically we're just going to be able to set it up to where you can have multiple instances of a gameplay tag, and that can come in handy for things like damage or status effects, and many other things. If you want to just, hey, every time allow multiple of these tags to be added, and every time I add one, do something. So we're gonna set that up here. If my mouse will come back, there we go. I'm gonna create another function called add tag. I'm gonna keep that apostrophe s to stack add tags. Actually, I think that's just gonna be one add tag to stack, yeah, and it's gonna be an input of a. Oh, they're doing some construction outside my house if you guys hear anything. I'm going to create an input for tag to add and quantity to add. And the input was a gameplay tag, regular gameplay tag, not a gameplay tag container. And so in our add tags function, we want to first add tags. So we want to first get our array, our map, sorry. And if you're not familiar with a map is very similar to wow, these guys are making a lot of noise. So a map is very similar to an array. It is just two arrays. It's two, wow, y'all, sorry, they're making a lot of noise. It's just two arrays linked together, and the first variable is called the key, and the second variable is called the value. And it's basically linking an array of tags to an array of whatever it's linking the first array to the second array. And so for instance, if we get into our gameplay tag stacks, we can say jump has 2, and it's really useful for pairing 2 values together, because now we can just search for this jump tag and it'll give us how much the value associated with it, for instance. And it's really handy for things that you need unique entries on, because in maps you cannot have duplicate keys. So, and that's exactly what we want here. We don't want to allow duplicate tags, because if a tag already exists, we want to override it basically and add to it. So that's what we're going to set up here. So out of this tags to add, we're going to get this, we're going to break the container and get all the individual tags to add. Then we're going to get this find and drag it in here. And so basically that's saying, hey, do we already have a tag? Do we already have this tag? These tags we're trying to add, do they exist? One by one, it's going through them and saying, hey, does it exist in this stack? And if it does, we're going to say add tags to stack. So we're just going to basically pull out and say add. And actually, we don't even, yeah, we might as well. So add tags to stack. So if it does exist, we're going to take the current value, which is this right here, and add it to get quantity to add. Remember, we can type that, but it's just our input right there. There we go. And so basically when we add a tag, it's going to say, hey, does this tag exist right here in our tag stack? And if it does, it's going to add it. It's going to add the tags to the stack. And if it doesn't, it's going to add the tags to the stack. But if it doesn't, it's just going to get the quantity to add. And don't forget, before we do even that, we need to add gameplay tag here, because we want to do that regardless. And that's just going to basically, if it's not added, it's going to add it. And if it is added, it's not going to do anything. So now we can say, we can add another function for remove tags and create another function for remove tag from stack. And we'll get in our remove tags function. We'll create a gameplay tag container input for tags to add. And we'll say quantity to add, or sorry, remove tags to remove, quantity to remove, and we'll actually, let's do a Boolean for remove all, just in case we want to just remove all instances of a tag. So the tags to remove, that's a container, we can break it. We can basically say, well, we can loop over these. There we go. And we can see if this, make sure it exists in our stack. Which for 99% of the time it will. And then we can say minus, we want to get the current value from here for this tag. For every tag, we're looping over every tag one by one. It's checking the value. Say get quantity to remove. So we're going to get the current quantity. Wow, that is so loud. Sorry, guys. We're going to get the current quantity, subtract the quantity to remove, and we will see if this is less than or equal to 0. Because if it is, we are just going to remove that tag. We're going to remove that tag. Now I'm just going to organize this a little bit. But if it is not equal, if it is not less than or equal to 0, then we can add the tag, which will basically override it. So it doesn't matter how much is in there, it's just going to override the quantity basically. It's going to override our value pair, our value value. That sounds funny. Okay, cool. But what if we select remove all? Well, then we don't really want to do any of this. So we can get remove all and get a not Boolean, do a branch here, hook it up to true. So we only want to do this over here if remove all is not checked. But if it is checked, we are going to simply delete that. I'm just duplicating the remove. We just want to remove it. If it's false, and don't forget, we only want to, so if we want to remove all, then we want to completely remove it, which is going to be this right here, remove gameplay tag, and remove it from our map. But the only way, here, let's actually, because we're going to end up duplicating this, let's copy this. And let's remove tag completely. And let's get right here, and then we'll just plug this in to tag to remove. There we go. And then we can go to remove tags, and we will get rid of this and just call our remove tag completely. We'll duplicate this, and off of this false, we will do that right there. There we go. And so it's going to take the tags to remove. It's going to make sure they're actually in our stack. And it's going to, if we want to remove them all, it's going to remove the tag completely. And if we don't want to remove them all, then it's going to find it in our stack. It's going to subtract the quantity we want to remove, and it's going to set it accordingly. If it's equal to 0, like if it's subtracted all, if the amount we're taking away would subtract all the stack quantity, then it's just going to remove it completely. If it's not, it's going to override it. There we go. And we're just going to say, oh, I think we already had that check has tag function in our blueprint function library. So that'll do for now. And when we initialize, let's see. Well, we can, when we initialize, we can print them for now. So we can just basically print the ones. Yeah, we have the Boolean right there. So basically when the game starts, or when we started in the editor, if we have any gameplay tags, it's going to print them. But we should do that when we add a tag as well. So let's do that right here. Well, yeah, we can just get our print gameplay tags, which is, yeah, let's say try print gameplay tags. I like to put try in front if there's an ability to not do it. So because we have a Boolean right here, I'm going to change it to try print gameplay tags. So let's go into our add tags, and we'll try print gameplay tags either way if this is added, which is, well, no, that's not going to. So let's just do it after the complete, because that's going to try to print them all. And then remove tags, we will get our try print gameplay tags off our complete. There we go. And then our bpass ability component, we will get our activation grants tags. So we'll get our gameplay tag manager component, and we'll say add tags. And the tags we want to add are the ones that are granted when we activate the ability. Boom. And we can go back into our gameplay tag manager component, and I'm going to make, I'm going to make some of these functions private. So this add tags to stack, I'm going to put in a private access specifier, and I'm going to put it in a category called private. I'm going to make this one private as well. This remove tags completely. This one as well, this try print. This initialize, I'll make private as well. And so the only non-private ones should be those two. And that's basically so things don't get crowded. Like once you start to build a project out, you'll have so many functions everywhere that you want to make stuff private when you can. And the same with variables as well. There we go. And so let's work on, so we have that sorted out. Now let's figure out deactivating our, let's try deactivating our abilities, and then we will work on like ability events, sending events to our ability system. So let's go into our BPass folder, our ability, let's go into our ability behavior base. And so right now on deactivate ability, it's just printing this, sorry, it's printing, it's just giving our debug. So, which we didn't do our Boolean. So let's see. Let's do show debug. And if it's true, it's going to let us know. We're going to debug, we're going to print string that the ability is being deactivated. And then in our BPass ability manager component, we're going to say deactivate ability. And it's going to take an input of our, what is it? Ability behavior base object, ability to deactivate. Oops. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, sorry. I gotcha. I was calling that one. So we'll call those, and we'll call the initialize in their own components. So in our deactivate ability, we will get our active abilities. We will remove item. We'll remove it from there. We will, well, actually, we're definitely we're gonna do that remove, but let's do our gameplay tag stuff first. Let's get our gameplay tag. Let's get tag, what is it? Get associated ability base data. Let's split it and get our tag. Or no, we don't want our tag. We want our, deactivation. Where is it? Deactivation remove. So remove tags. I'm going to move this for now. And I'm actually going to undo so I can break this instead of splitting it. Because when you break it, you can actually hide stuff that isn't relevant. So we can say hide unconnected pins, and right here we just want the deactivation stuff. And I'm going to unconnect this for now. So basically we want to get our gameplay tag manager, and we want to remove tags. And deactivation removes tags, we want to do that right there. And we just want to remove one for now. We may go to remove all. Actually, we probably want to remove all in this case, because this is just going to be our state. So we want to remove all. And then we can actually get this and say add tags, because we might as well just go ahead and get our deactivation grants tags and do that. And then we can actually go back into our try activate ability and do the same thing here. We can remove tags, remove them all, and we want the activation removes tags. And we can hide all unconnected pins. Cool. So go back to our deactivate ability. So we're going to remove the, we're going to remove our gameplay tags as necessary. And then we are just going to remove this ability from there. There we go. And without a, this is the beauty of objects, is without a reference to this ability anywhere, it will just naturally get deleted. So we don't even have to, there's not even a way to delete an object in Blueprint. So we just have to remove the reference from to it, and then it'll delete itself. So if we go into our ability behavior base, if we go into our deactivate ability, we passed in and our BPass ability manager component, and we just want to say deactivate ability, and the reference is going to be reference to self. There we go. And let's see, in our cancel ability, let's get our show debug. Well, let's get sequence first. And the difference between cancel and deactivate may be different for your game. I just have it set up to where you can have certain functionality for different scenarios. But in this case, they're kind of going to be the same. So let's see. In our ability base, so in our ability manager component, we want to say cancel ability. Ability to cancel, and then we're just going to deactivate the ability for now. And so in our ability behavior base, we're getting our cancel ability, and we're just going to cancel ability. We're going to get our reference to self. And if you remember, we have in our gameplay base data, we have cancel abilities with tag. So let's go into our activate function right here. Wait, where is it? That was it, our try activate function. The first thing we're gonna do is get the data that we need to cancel abilities with tag. So cancel abilities with tag, and we are going to try activate. We're gonna basically break. We're gonna break the container. Let's actually cancel abilities. Let's get a gameplay tag container and say ability tags to cancel. And guys, like all these functions, like you could do most of this in one function. Like this try activate ability, it has this helper function, and I'm creating this cancel abilities function. That is all basically to just make it more readable. It's all in the effort of making stuff more readable. So don't ever feel like you're making too many functions or get confused by the functions and how many functions you need and stuff like that. It's just, a lot of it is just for bookkeeping and just for organizational purposes. So when we want to cancel abilities, we're going to get a for each loop and then just cancel an ability, cancel this ability. Oh, actually, so these are the tags we need to cancel. So actually we need to compare them from here. So we need to see, or actually it might be easier to do it the other way, which is get our active abilities and check those and see. So get associated ability data, break it, and we just actually want the tag. So I'm going to hide unconnected and just get the ability tag it's associated with. And then we're going to see if we get ability tags to cancel, which is our input right here, we're going to say has tag, has to be an exact match, and it's this one. And if it's true, then we want to cancel that ability. And if you remember, if we're going to cancel ability, for now it just deactivates an ability, but it'll probably do some more stuff eventually. And then we are removing the tags, adding the tags, and just removing it from our active abilities array. So if we're going to try activate ability, we can cancel the necessary abilities, which are these right here. There we go. Cool. So now we need the ability to basically, we need the ability for a specific ability to say, hey, I'm interested in receiving notices about events associated with these tags. And then we can send an event from anywhere in the game. We can send an event to our ability manager component, and that ability manager component can say, hey, any abilities that we're wanting to know when this event is called, hey, here it is, it's called. So we can go into our our BPass folder, blueprints game. Let's go into our blueprint function library. And let's say send BPass or BPass send ability event. And we'll get an actor. We'll say that is our actor. And then I believe we have an ability event context. There we go. Context. And so in our ability manager component, let's create a function for call bpass event, and it will take the same inputs. So gameplay tag, event tag, and we'll get the context as well. So ability event context. And so in our function library, oh yeah, we do need the, wait, let's see, this doesn't have a tag? No, okay. Yeah, we need the event tag to call. So we'll put that at the top, and I'll just change this to event context to match the function we created in the ability manager, and we'll go from there. And so we want, what is it? We want this one right here. Get actor BPass system. And we want the gameplay tag manager component. We can just make sure, it's valid. And if it is, we just want to wait, that's the wrong one, sorry. It's the manager component, and we want to call bpass event, and we will just pass these in. Get event tag, get event context. There we go. No? Event tag, what is this? This is, oh, this is even, okay, I got you. That was an event context variable. So let's just refresh now. Okay, what is this still? Yeah, get event tag. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And so basically from anywhere in the project, we'll be able to send an event, and it will be called right here. And basically we'll get a subscribe to bpass event. And let's go into our project settings, gameplay tags, manage. We will say, so we have bpass, attributes, ability. So we can say event. Actually, I'm going to delete these because I want to make that its own separate thing. So event, what was it? Check has combo. And reset combo, I think we had in there. Let's make another one for on landed. There we go. And so event, we'll just need event dispatchers for every event tag. So on, I'm trying to think of our naming convention. Ability event on landed. There we go. And so on our call bpass tag, we're just going to do a switch on gameplay tag, and we will put basically all our events, which won't be too many, but it will be a lot eventually, most likely. So this, we need some inputs on this event dispatcher, which will be our gameplay tag. So our ability tag. No, actually, we don't need an ability tag. We just need the context. So ability context, we can say ability context or ability event context. And so if it's on landed, we can call this function right here. And so what's the other? We can't duplicate it, huh? We can say ability event check has combo. Can we steal the signature? What is this? Call ability event. No. Okay. So I'm just going to add it. There we go. Ability event context. Check has combo. Ability event reset combo. When I get the ability event context, cool, and call that right here. There we go. And so this list will most likely grow for you in your game, but we'll leave it like this for now. And so we need to go into our data folder and go into our ability based data, and let's say I'm going to drag this up. Oh no, we already have it, sorry. Relevant ability event tags. There we go. And so when we subscribe to a BPass event, we want to gameplay tag, ability event tag. We will do a switch. And again, we will just get our events. And depending on what event we want to subscribe to, we will say bind. Is that the right one? No, on landed is right here. Check as combo is right there. And this one is right here. No, I'm calling it, sorry. Not binding to it, bind. There we go. And I'm going to change this to delegate. Event delegate. And I'm going to change this to broadcast BPass event. So we have broadcast and subscribe. And so basically when we activate our ability, or let's say subscribe to necessary ability events, and we will get our, no, sorry, this right here. We will split it, and we will get our relevant ability tags. We want to get the length of this, and only proceed if it is greater than 0. And if it is, we will do a for each loop. And for each one, we will get our owning BPass manager component, and we will subscribe to BPass event. And actually, we need to copy this or cut it with Control X. I'm going to delete this function. Go to our event graph, and I'm going to say subscribe to necessary ability events. Paste it in here because we need. Then I'm going to say on ability event. Let's see where we go. Yeah, and so if we create an event, actually, yeah, so if we create an event, it should, yeah, okay, it gives us the tag. Nice. All right, cool. So yeah, so we want to, and then we can say on ability event. What was it? Ability tag. So on ability event. So we can go into our event graph now, and then we can say, oh yeah, we have to, no, we should be able to. Well, let's just create a matching function. I'm going to delete that and say on ability event called. Oh, it doesn't give us the tag. So let's go back into our BPass ability manager component. We will go into our let's actually add a tag here. Oh no, we actually need to, sorry, we need to add a tag. Yeah, we already have a tag there, sorry. On the event on landed, we will add a tag to all these, so. And all this is just in an effort to not have to cycle through all our active abilities every time an event ability is called, basically. This is so we can just handle it within the ability itself. Yeah, and so when we what was it, broadcast? Yeah, here we go. We can just say event tag, event tag, event tag. And when we subscribe, there we go. And then, so in our event graph, I'm going to delete this and say create a matching function. Yeah, which will be those two now. On ability event called. On ability event called, we can just do a switch and you're going to override this. This on ability event called, you'll override it in whichever ability you're messing with, and then you'll just do a switch. And if it's the, make sure that's just a check, or you can do, does it match this, blah blah, and then do whatever you want from there. So that's set up, and so let's actually, oh yeah, actually let's go into our BPass folder and our blueprints folder. Let's make a interfaces folder. And we'll go to blueprint interface. We'll say BPI Anim Instance and blueprint interface BPI BPass actor. And in our Anim instance, we will just say update tags. Oh, that should be a gameplay tag container. We'll say tags. And for now, we'll leave this BPass actor alone, but we will eventually use it. And so we will go into our components, our gameplay tag manager, and we will just have a boolean for if we want to update our anim instance on this specific instance of the component. And so basically after we're done with all this, we will, let's see, we will get our, so we can actually, let's say owning character, say character, and make that instance editable and expose on spawn. And in our ability manager component, when we initialize this, we will get our owning character. There we go. And we'll say update anim instance. There we go. And so now this is how you would manage like, different animation states in a system like this. So now we have an owning character in the gameplay tag manager, and we can say get the mesh, get the anim instance, and then we can say update tags. And then we just want to plug in our BPass gameplay tags basically. And we're going to do the same here. I'm going to copy that actually. Make a function for update anim instance. Go into our add tags and put right here, update anim instance. Or let's say try update anim instance. And then we have that boolean for updating the anim instance. Oops, that's show debug. There we go. Oh, I lost my spot. So yeah, add tags, we'll say try update anim instance. And then in remove tags, we'll say try update anim instance. There we go. Cool. And so now let's move our jump ability, or like our jump, to our ability system first. So so this is the ability behavior, the player base. Let's say player base. And then we have the debug one we're using and the play montage. I'm going to duplicate the play montage and say change state, or let's say just no action. Or actually, let's say, I'm just going to say jump because, or we can say launch character. There we go. No, I'm just going to say jump because that's what we're doing. We're jumping. And so we're going to go into our data, our tables, our ability definitions. We have jump, and we want to do the jump. And then so in our, let's go into our behavior objects, or what, player behavior objects, and go to jump. And we'll open the full blueprint. And if we override, we have all these abilities that we set up in our parent, right? So we're gonna get the activate ability, and it's gonna call our parent activate ability first, which is this right here. It's just printing the print string. And if for some reason you don't have this parent activate ability, you can right click on it and say add call to parent function. There we go. And so, and let's go into our ability behavior base. And if we click this gear, we can say show inherited variables. And then in our jump, we have all the variables that we set up in our base ability. So we can get our owner character and say jump, because a character has that functionality built in. And if we go into our third person character, now we have, when we press spacebar, we'll activate the ability jump, and we will presumably jump. So let's jump. There we go. Now, if you'll notice, we activated the ability. However, we never, wait, I wanted to see, let's see real quick. Jump. So we have activation grants tags. Okay, cool. So yeah, deactivation and activation grants tags. Cool. So yeah, we jump, but we never deactivate it. Well, how would we go about deactivating a jump? Well, that's when our event system that we just set up comes in handy. Because if we go to the third person character, we can say event on landed, which is an event built into the character class. We can say bpass send ability event. We can say the actor we want to send it to is ourself. And the event tag we want to do is on landed. And so if we go into our ability definitions table, we can go to our jump, and we can just say relevant ability event tags and on landed. And if we go into our ability base, you can see, let's see, activate ability. Oh, we actually didn't subscribe, it looks like. Did we not subscribe? Oh, we didn't call it on activate. Cool. So we'll do this, and then we will do subscribe to necessary ability events. And let's actually do a print string right here just to debug. So if we have the show debug, we will print string. Let's move this, make some space a little. We will just get our owning character for the world context. So if debug, oh wait, let's actually do a sequence here. Because whether the debug, whatever happens here, we don't really care. We still want to go ahead with what's below. So we'll append and say subscribed to, well, actually, let's see. Should we do it? Yeah, we should do it there actually. So let's get rid of this sequence and just do that over here. So we can append this print string and just say subscribe to ability, put a colon, put a couple spaces, and then we can just get tag name. And there we go. Cool. And we want to, yeah, subscribe to this. In our BPass ability manage, when we broadcast the event, let's go ahead and show debug. Let's get a sequence. Say show debug. We'll say print string. Oops, append. We'll say broadcasting ability. Put a couple spaces in B. Get the tag name, drag it in C, hook that up, and let's give it a shot. So if we go, we jump, boom, broadcasting ability. And you see when we jump, we subscribe to ability, broadcast ability, boom. And so all we need to do is go into our jump. I don't know where that keeps opening, but let's see, ability behavior, behavior objects, jump. Now we just have to go into our on ability event called. And I don't believe we're doing anything in the parent, are we? On ability event called. Let's just do a print string. And get our debug. Show debug. We can append this print string and say ability event called. Or ability event received. Put a couple spaces and get the tag name. There we go. And this is actually a great practice, I find, is to debug your stuff as much as possible. It really makes it, because if you don't set all this up, we would have no idea. It would be really hard to tell if it was working. So we just want to do a switch. This is just kind of like a final check to make sure it's the right event. Now, technically you could just call this, but I'm going to double check it because it's already you've only defined the tag and the data. So it's only going to call the event that you want to call. It's only going to subscribe to the events that you want to be subscribed to. However, you may be subscribed to both. So you want to verify what this is. Or you may be subscribed to a bunch of events that you're listening for. So you really want to pay attention to what this is. And so then we just want to, if it's when on landed is called in this jump ability, we just want to deactivate it. Deactivate our ability. So let's see, jump, boom, ability deactivated. There we go. And so let's see. So let's try it again. So we jump, boom, ability deactivated, so it's all working. Cool. Ability deactivated, ability event received. And so if we jump, what was I put sprint to debug 1. So if I jump and sprint, it's going to say blocked. But now if I sprint, I'm sprinting. See? Cool. And so really quick, I think that's going to be about it for this episode, but let's actually maybe see if we can work some magic with our queue system, because we have the block ability with tags, but we can actually say, like, for instance, we're jumping. If we're blocked, we can, queue if blocked. We've actually created that. So let's see. So when we try to activate an ability, are we seeing if it's blocked anywhere? Yeah, we have to be seeing it in here, huh? Let's see, we're just going to find out, is blocked ability. So if the ability is blocked, let's actually create a map for blocked abilities. Or let's say blocked abilities. No, we'll say blocked ability tag, blocked blocker ability tags, just so we know, because this is basically going to be a gameplay tag and a gameplay tag. And this is basically going to map to what ability was blocked and what ability blocked us. And we're going to set this up to where it'll only be the most recent blocked ability. Like it'll only be the most recent call, because it won't add multiple. With a map, they're unique entries, so it won't add multiple entries. It'll just be one entry. So it'll be whatever is the relevant, like the latest thing that blocked it. That's when it'll end. So let's say blocked ability. Is it blocked? We're going to, here we go. We're going to add. And so right here we have blocked and blocker. So get ability tag, because this is coming from when we call try to activate ability. This is the ability that's getting blocked. This is the ability that's blocking it. And basically, when we deactivate an ability, we want to, we'll say blocked ability queue. Let's just call it that, so we know it's blocked in the blocker. So let's say check for blocked, or check blocked, or get, check blocked ability queue. And we'll say gameplay tag. Yeah, we'll say ability that ended. And we'll go into deactivate ability, and you see we're moving the tags and stuff, and we'll say, so this will be check, and that'll be the ability that ended. So basically we're going to get our keys, and this is all the abilities that were blocked, remember. We're going to do a for each loop and see if this matches this. And actually, let's do a for each loop with break. So yeah, this one matches this one. We can get ability that ended and do an exact match. And if it did, we will, let's see. So yeah, if our ability that ended is found, oh no, we need the values actually. So this is searching through, because it's blocked / blocker. So this is searching for the blocker and then returning the blocked. Yeah. So if it is true, then we want to get this index. Found index local. True. And then we will return let's see. Let's do a boolean, and we can actually make another local variable for if we found one or not. So found index, or found, or we'll say yes, and we'll break it if it is true, and we're just gonna do this, and we'll say found blocked ability question mark, and then we will do this and do this and do that. Found index, cool. And this can be pure. Yeah, so we're checking the blocked ability queue for the ability that just ended, right? And then we are going to try to call that ability basically. So let's see. So if when an ability is ended, if it has previously blocked an ability from starting, we will try to start that item basically, or that ability actually. So let's actually do this after these. So we'll do the tags first, and then we're going to say, hey, did this ability block any ability that was trying to start? Well, if so, and actually let's promote this to a local variable, ability to I'm not sure if we'll need that actually. Let's just try without it. So true. And then we will say, where was found index? Gotcha. So we will get our blocked. So true. If we did find a blocked ability, and like if we found an ability that was blocked by this ability, we will basically get our keys. Move this back a little, and we will just get a copy of this index because that is going to be the ability we need to try to activate. And so let's go into our data table, and we can say sprint, for instance, Q if blocked. And actually, let's see. So at one point, are we removing it is my question. So yeah, we'll do it right there, and then we will. Yeah, we'll remove that from both of them if so. Let's save all. And so basically when we jump and we try to sprint, let's see. So if we jump and we try to sprint, it's blocked. So if we jump and we try to sprint, it's blocked. Oh, it's still blocked. So we still have the tags or something. Let's see. Yeah, because what is blocking sprint? Or let's see. What was jump? Jump was block abilities with tag sprint. Okay, gotcha. Oh, I see. We need to remove it before that. So we need to actually remove it before. We need to remove this right here before we try all that. So let's see. There we go. And we're not getting anything from here, so we should be good by doing this. And so we don't duplicate, like so we can't override ourselves. Like I like to put the blocked abilities with tags. I usually like to put themselves because if not, they will just like continuously trigger their own ability basically. So, and actually, yeah. So let's go into our check blocked ability. Yeah, we want that. Okay, cool. So let's try it now. There we go. So we jump, we sprint, it's blocked, but when we land, it starts activating the sprint. So we jump, we press 1, and you can kind of read them. We should have put the print strings to stay on for longer, but hopefully you can see how that's working. So we jump, we sprint, it's blocked, we land, the jump deactivates, the sprint activates, which is really cool. Boom. And we can choose on an individual basis if we want to queue if it's blocked. And if you wanted, you could easily change this to you could change this to something more sophisticated. Like it can only, like if it was blocked by this ability, then queue it, for instance. Boom. Yeah, I think that's really cool. So we can't sprint, but then we can when we land. And there's no functionality for sprint, but for instance, we could say, so let's go into our third person character. Before we end this, let's just see. This should be pretty easy to demonstrate. So walk speed is 500. Oh, actually, I'm going to do that too, but hold on. Let's see. Player. Yeah, we can create another one for increase. Oh, no, we can just say sprint because sprint. And we're basically going to, player base. We can say activate ability. What? Oh, I copied jump. That's why I think. So we can basically, so when we activate it, we want to get max walk speed or get character movement. We can get max walk speed. We can multiply it by a variable, promote to variable. We can say sprint speed multiplier, for instance, and we can say 1.5. Well, we can actually probably promote this to a local variable for, no, I'm sorry, actual variable. Promote to variable, default sprint speed, or default speed. There we go. So when we activate the ability, we're going to save the default speed, and then we're actually going to multiply it by our sprint speed multiplier, which will give us an increase in speed, and then we're just going to set the max walk speed to that. All right, there we go. I'm going to organize a little bit. And when we deactivate the ability, we are basically just going to get character movement component and set our speed, our max walk speed back to the default speed. There we go. And for instance, we don't have it set up, but you could do like a multiple, like let's say we can't activate the ability. We can do a check to, which we will do in the next episode. We'll do a check to see if this, or when we start doing combos, we'll basically do that. But you can, like if you're sprinting and you hit the sprint key again, we can make a call to like toggle it basically, which is what this on additional abilities call, on additional ability call is called. But for now, we can just, well, we can say, so on our jump, or yeah, we can say cancel abilities with tags. We want to cancel sprint if we jump. Let's try that. So we are sprinting. Wait, hold on. Oh, I didn't probably change that. Let's see. Sprint is this one, and we just need to make sure we have our sprint behavior, and we will sprint now. There we go. And if we jump, boom, sprinting is still going, it looks like. So let's see. So are we canceling the abilities? Let's see if we, oops. So we're sprinting. I suppose we could. Let's make sure we got sprint here. Sprint. Cancel abilities with tag. Oh, I don't have. What? I could have swore I just put that there. Cancel abilities with tag. Jump. I must have put that in here. Yeah. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did do it wrong. Cancel abilities with tag. If we sprint, cancel ability. No. Yeah, no. We don't want anything in the jump when we so cancel abilities with tags is basically like, you know, interrupt that ability. So it should be when we sprint and then we jump, it should be stopping the sprint, but it looks like that's not being called for some reason. So let's go into our base. Oops, not that one. This one, our base, and we can say cancel ability, which is just deactivating the ability. So let's see. So we can sprint, we can jump, and I'm just trying to see, is it actually, did it deactivate? Let's see. No, I didn't see it deactivated. Hold on. So ability activated. Yeah, it's not deactivating. Hold on 1 second. Let's go into our, where was it? Our sprint. Yeah, we have our deactivate. And so it should be calling that. So try activate ability. We want to, what is this? Oh yeah, ability tags to cancel. Boom. And basically, if this matches that tag, yeah, if the ability tags cancel has that tag, then cancel the ability. And if we cancel the ability, boom, boom, boom. Oops, I didn't put that back in, but that's not going to do anything. And let's see, it doesn't look like... Oh, I see. It's never calling that. So hold on one second. We don't need this cancel ability. We don't actually need that. Wait, no. So that's the cancel ability is going to be, where's our behavior base? Yeah. So when we cancel an ability in the thing, we're calling this cancel ability. And then we deactivate the ability. But we are actually never... We should actually call that... The deactivate should be the object calling the component. The cancel should be the component calling the... that's how I like to set it up. The cancel should be the component calling the object. So when we cancel an ability, we're going to deactivate it, and then it should basically loop back. So we sprint, we jump, it stops. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And you can see ability canceled. And what was happening there is we were looping through all that, but the deactivate was never being called because we called deactivate. So basically, this is the trick. So this is how I like to set it up, just so I remember it, and just so I can separate them. But basically, if I want to cancel it from the object itself, I deactivate it. But if I basically want to override the ability from the ability manager, then I want to cancel the ability. So just to reiterate, we go through, when we activate an ability, right before we activate it, we cancel the abilities that we need to cancel, which are defined in the data table. And we're just going to, for now, we're just going to call deactivate on it, which is basically all that it is. When you're canceling an ability, you're just kind of forced deactivating on it. So I think that's a pretty long, it's right at an hour basically of an episode, but we came a long way and we basically got the gist of it set up. In the next episode, we can mess with our animation blueprint and maybe start building our attribute manager. But we have an ability system basically that is data driven, and it's pretty much fleshed out. You can add as many things as you want, and this setup right here can get you pretty far. And just to reiterate, we're sprinting, we jump, it cancels it automatically, and then goes back to regular speed. If we jump and try to sprint, it blocks it, and then boom. So that's, I don't know, that's super cool. Yeah, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to check out my Discord and my Patreon, and especially the Discord if you need help with anything, troubleshooting. And I'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate it.